Everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise, and I have a great question from Deb O. She's wondering, how's it going to go for the Sackler family now that SCOTUS ruled against Purdue Pharma? I guess they no longer have immunity after the SCOTUS ruling. So let's check it out. Let me swap out cameras here and bring you over my table. I'll be right back. Okay, so for this one I decided to use Libby's deck again. I just feel like I really need this deck. And if you're wanting this deck, it's available on Etsy, and just put in the link or put in the search Meister Tarot, Maighstir Tarot, and it should pop up. It's the only one that's in there right now. So okay, so the card should be pretty well cleared there. Let's do one more. Then I'll work to shuffle to get things going in the direction of what's coming down the pike now for the Sackler family. Man, I watched that Netflix series, and whoa, it's good. A lot of it's hard to watch, but if you don't watch it all at once, it's not so bad. But yeah, that Arthur Sackler was a crazy person who did lobotomies and invented, I guess, thorazine, and what was the other? Maybe lithium, and I think Valium. I think it was Valium too. And then his nephew, Richard Sackler, I call him Dick, who was brilliantly played by, can't remember his name, but Ferris Bueller. He did a good job playing the role. And then there's another little funny detail in there where his little smoke alarms throughout his big, ginormous mansion is constantly going off. So it's like he's being tortured by life in some weird way. It's crazy. But anyway, man, it takes you through, I think there were 6 episodes that take you through all the different the pains that have gone through. I mean, because it's straight up heroin, basically, is what OxyContin is, and they marketed it as they named it OxyContin because it was the less repulsive name that they could give the drug, right? Yeah. So sadly, man, the greed, right? And it gives the series really gives background as to how they developed and marketed the drug, all the people involved, and then shows also a lot of the pain, the immense pain that is caused by all these people losing loved ones and what the loved ones went through. And how communities have been destroyed, and especially people of color. And how long this has been going on. My goodness. I think was the drug invented in the, marketed as OxyContin. I think was it the 90s? I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But anyway. So they had a deal, basically. What turns out is that they actually had a deal that, because they settled, they wound up settling. The prosecutors wound up settling it was $6 billion, and then I think there was another $6 billion to people who were, they had to file bankruptcy and give $6 billion to the people who had been hurt the most, but then there was another $4.5 billion in there that they had to pay, I think, to the government. But they basically went in and lied to Congress, so that was part of. There was a fine in there. So anyway, now So this month, just about a week ago or so, the Supreme Court blocked their bankruptcy proceedings, and they also stopped the deal that granted immunity to the Sackler family. So now let's see what's the future of the Sackler family. That's interesting there. Wow. Interesting, some of the same cards coming through from Trump's reading. Wow. Yeah. See, this is perfect. The greed. They did work hard for it though. But the greed. In our country. Ooh, and then here we have the jail card. I doubt that anybody will go to jail, but restriction for sure. So let's start with these and see what we get. Okay. Opening up the reading here, there is a huge amount of strength and a newfound. Well, but for the Sackler family, yeah, see, that's the thing is, I forget on that Netflix special as far as how many billions they had already made. It's in the last episode, where they always show, they just put up little, they put up the words as to what, how it actually went down. It had the stats as far as how many people died, all types of things, but they still made billions. And this doesn't wipe them out. It just put them into bankruptcy, though. But then that's what they do to not lose any more money, right? But now they don't have immunity anymore. They have no immunity anymore. So there's a huge, what I'm getting here is this huge like health crisis that they put upon, the country. But with the poverty card here, maybe this just shows that now the country has more strength. I don't know, maybe Libby's going to have to pop in and help me read this. Strength. But growth, it doesn't have to be strength. We can read this. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. I always remember she told me, you don't have to go with the words. They're meant to be read intuitively. So if I just don't look at the words, which humans, we tend to read, right? But I'll pretend they're in another language and just go with the image. So there's a lot of growth that they're having to go through. Now, again, with this card, with the tree card, this can be the system of, all the different branches of the organization of Purdue Pharmaceuticals, and how big it was as far as a healthcare situation. But I'm thinking that they're going to now take it into other countries where they're not so. Their dark money, their dark evil energy, they're just going to work it hard to make money in some other countries. That's what I'm getting here. Wow. Because look at this. We have evil here, dark energy here, and then they're cowards. So the positive thing that, the angelic realm has brought through is that they are reduced. They have been reduced. And they are going to have to work it in a different way. And then, of course, we can imagine that their health, the Sackler family's health, is not good. Right in the center here, though, we have this feminine energy that is growing. And feminine energy is mothering energy. This is Venus here. Mothering energy that is growing. Yeah. Maybe all the mothers who had lost children, lost family members, we have the masculine energy down here too. Oh, here we have the country card. And it did really hit, they marketed first in the, the center of the United States, it seemed like, if I got that right. You guys watch it and let me know. Or you probably already have and you can clue me in. So, man, there's a lot here. But how it's going to go for the Sackler family, it's going to take them a lot of time to rebuild. Transformation is happening. But with this past sign here, it shows me, let me look at this. With the Sackler family's money, it's still full of evil energy, and they're still going to rebuild it over the country, but they're going to move overseas as well. Or they probably already have, and they're just going to put more work there because they're going to try to build money. They're never going to give up on the money because that's how they identify with who they are. They think that all the money in the world is what really matters. In the Netflix series, I found it phenomenal that one person was living in a, I don't know, might have been a 60,000 square foot house or 100,000 square foot. I don't know. I mean, it was like the biggest thing I've ever seen. And I used to do personal training on the Palos Verdes Peninsula. I saw some monster homes. This one, you guys look at it and tell me how many square feet you think that home is. Or maybe that's something we can Google. But man, so the transformation of money would be the change of money over time and rebuilding. Even in this country, I think they're going to try and do something. But with the Supreme Court blocking the whole deal, that pushes them. See, they've been in this swampy energy, right? And this pushes them back into their karmic destiny, where they need to work in a different way, and they deserve poverty. So the Sackler family will suffer financial problems, of course. I feel drawn to looking at the cards from this other side. Magic. Happy. Oh, that's the drug. But then it sure turns on you. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is an interesting other little tidbit. So the OxyContin makes you feel, magical at first. And then you can't, that's like any drug, like crack and all that other stuff where they would say that they're always going for that first high, which you can never get because it just does brain damage. Yeah. So this has to do with a drug, and they think the drug, people would take the drug thinking it brings down fear. But I think Sackler family is going to be struck down. Oh, it could be that they're struck down by overseas. Yeah, right, because the European Union, they're smart when it comes to those things. What other countries are they going to go to? Well, the rest of the world. But they're not going to, they'll be struck down in some countries, is what I'm getting. And it'll be a slow go in there. Yeah, especially overseas. So, yeah, I think that's all I have. So good on SCOTUS for getting this done. As they try and protect us, or but that's the problem is, yeah, drugs are always out there. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, this can't end on a happier note. Other than I like the struck down card. I like the karmic destiny for the Sackler family. I do like the country rebuilding over time. I think this has to do more with us, and I do see this right hand card over here. Usually in my readings, I see it as the answer card. So this would be the country undergoing a lot of energy, male, masculine and feminine energy that transforms over time and rebuilds. But for the Sackler family, the positive thing is that the only strength that they have, or the tree, the family, let's just go with that. The positive thing is that the family tree is locked in evil energy, and now the country sees that. That's a good thing. That is a really good thing. So that's how to end the positive note here. But these guys, until they're all dead and gone and taken down, they're going to keep doing it. They're just going to find a new place to do it is what they're going to do. Remarket it as something else and then go through the same thing again, but this time they're smarter as to what they can get away with and what they can't. I have to do more research on these guys. I don't know how old they are. The one guy, one of the brothers was just an idiot, and then there was another one that was much older. Oh, it was so Dick Sackler was the nephew of the dad, or I'm sorry, of the founder, Andrew. Was it Andrew? Arthur. Arthur. Arthur Sackler was the founder, and it was the nephew that took over when the uncle died, when the founder died. But then there were these other, so there was Dick Sackler's dad. He was much older. I don't know if he's still alive. And then there was this other really goofy brother in there. So anyway, I'm going to close this up and get this uploaded. Be back soon. Bye.